Welcome everyone to Beckoned Development Weekly Stream Episode 1. Let's just give everybody a few minutes to get in here. Say hey yo if you're in. We'll get started as soon as everybody's ready. We'll get going about 8:03. Let me know if all the volume levels are all right. Yeah. Everybody jumping in. We've got 5 of you guys. Welcome. We're really gonna get started at 8:03. If you're a minute behind, 2 minutes behind, or we're getting there, try to get everyone going. Day's been great, getting everything set up. I hope everyone's been doing all right, staying safe. Rona season, so yeah. All right, I'm gonna be going mute here, so I don't have interruption of my own thing, so I'm just going to talk and let everything go. The music you're hearing is by my buddy Kenton. He made it as a fan, inspired by the project, was generous enough to lend it over to us to have it played during the stream. So say hey, let him know what you think. So yeah, I'm going to go mute, or at least I'm turning the sound off on my end. So yeah, welcome again everybody that's in. This is the first episode. So we will be going over a few things. I've got things broken down here. First of all, again, welcome to everybody that's in. Again, it's a third time, but especially to you VIP members. I personally reached out to a lot of you guys there, and thanks for the support and coming in. I hope everything's been looking alright. If you got any issues, let me know. What's up, bud? What's up, Reese? Yeah. Harry. Kenton. Alright. Scoots Magoots, I wonder where you are. Alright. So what we're going to be doing today is basically we're going to be going over kind of why all this is starting. Why did I start this up, and why are we all here? Well, the first part is just we're going to go over kind of how it started. We'll go over the game mechanics of the video game that we're creating, so you guys know what all this is about. We're going to also go over the lore and the art style on what we're implementing here, and then a conclusion, just kind of wrap it up, give you guys an idea of what our development plan is going to be for the next week. Again, we're going to meet here next Friday, same time, and that schedule, we might adjust a little bit. It seems like it's a good start. My programmer Dwight really kind of picked that one out, so it seems great. So yeah. Let's just go ahead and get rolling here. hit the chat from me. So again, how we got started was it goes years back, years ago, and me and my buddy ended up growing up, kind of coming up with these games. His brother would dungeon master us through our. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little confused here. I'll catch up. Switching over to the website. If you guys want to visit the website and kind of go along with, or you could just kind of view it here. That's why I kind of have it up. So back to, grew up kind of playing RPGs and specifically tabletop and the old Super Nintendos like Chrono Triggers and Final Fantasies and everything. I was an artist kid too, just growing up through elementary school and middle school, doing my best to draw Ninja Turtles and Spider-Mans and Supermans, and a kid taught me how to draw a dragon, and it kind of changed from there. Met his older brother, and then we just never kind of stopped coming up with other worlds and other storylines, and all that's kind of covered here in the section of the website. I won't go into too much detail, but later on, after college at Savannah College of Art and Design, I ended up getting a couple of game jobs. Went at a company here in Florida, where we're based, and worked out for about 2 years. Things kind of, were a little rocky there towards the end for the company, and everybody kind of dispersed and departed, found new avenues. I found another small indie company, and that was a dream. Best team I've worked with as far as like just the openness and the drive to really try to get something going from the ground up. But again, moving from that, ended up just kind of figuring that this world that I'd been creating all this time, with my buddy, we decided to try to go at it for real. And because of some real good help with us, for us through family and friends, particularly a saint, we got set up in 2016. Started getting the company rolling and established officially, getting the trademarks and all the logos and everything taken care of. And then it was a good 3 years of hardcore lore building, world building, the actual game itself, how far, how long, what was the scope, and it all kind of boiled down into a design that I started to articulate. It was about a year after that I started showing it to the local indie group meetings out here in Orlando, and I got some good response. It was but it didn't have a well enough demo to really prove the prototype and the idea. And my older brother, coming out of programming for industrial businesses and the military, says, "Let me take a look at this," and he got hooked. So over the last year and a half, me and him have been drilling out the current vertical slice of our final game. We've been calling it a prototype because at the current stage it's in right now, I feel comfortable calling it a prototype. Demo to me feels like a vertical, like you can cut this out of the final game to kind of execute your proof of concept. That's what we've been kind of drilling out with for ever since January of 2019. He's done a bang-up job. Keeping up with his programming speed has been a fun challenge, and I am doing a little catch-up here, which I'll go through in a little bit later. But it's just looking at my notes here, guys. I actually have paper notes. I'm kind of trying to keep myself on track. Pull up the concept sections at the bottom. God, I can't wait. Yeah. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Moving on. We got, again, there's updates on the website that you can check out. If you click certain posters or images on the site, they'll pop up for you to get a better look at. But yeah, there's a prologue here that kind of gives you some story synopsis. An introduction to our characters. Taj, he's our main character. You're kind of like the story focus, the sympathy, that the one we're supposed to feel the most relatable to. Anel and Lane will come up upon him later. They're more reading the descriptions on the website. He's a kid that doesn't have his memories. He wakes up in any place is strange to him, I guess, but absolutely nothing is recognizable. And through the story, very early on, he'll bump into Anel and Lane. I have a chapter written. We'll kind of get to that section of the website a little bit later, because I've tried to leave enough lore for all of you guys that are into this to drop into it and get a cup of coffee, late at night, get comfy in your chair with a blanket or something, and just, kind of try to dive into the depth of the stuff I'm trying to throw out on the website. There is a lot of lore. There's a lot of questions too. So if you guys have any questions, I'm not gonna promise I'll answer them, but it'd be great to know what's intriguing everybody. Pack Rat, yeah. What's up, guys? Yeah. All right, so the world of Divanis, it's beautiful, it's deadly. We got places I'll show you again that's on the website. We've got a large map here, courtesy of my buddy Kenton again. It's the whole game of Beckoned, which is, if you are familiar with Tolkien's writings, J.R.R. Tolkien, Lord of the Rings legend, he wrote notes before finalizing his books. One in particular was the Silmarillion, which kind of told the birth and the mysticism behind why Middle-earth is what it is, why the characters of Sauron are created, and where Gandalf kind of orients from. And there's just thousands of years that it covers. And I believe I think Amazon is putting on the new one. Don't quote me on that. I got it created. But the new Lord of the Rings series that's coming up is supposed to be covering all the Silmarillion. I don't know if it's all of it or just parts of it. But Beckoned has a Silmarillion. And just like Tolkien has a Hobbit, Beckoned serves as an introduction to the world of Divanis, the story, the drama, the political intrigue, the magic. And so we're wanting to start you out small, and just in this tiny region right here, if you could see my cursor, is basically the area of which Beckoned will take place. There's one area off in here in Gorimthal. Hold on, up in here that we'll visit, but that'll come later. The places that we'll be seeing pretty early though are Berketh, which is the first village we will be coming into. It's the home of Anel. It's a coastal fishing village, and so did some concept sketches here. I was totally sold that this image here totally sold what it was if you were there. I mean, it kind of gives a little bit of a scope and the environmental, structures and the kind of the alien geological forms, and then I've been working on this one a little bit longer than that one. And just wanted to get more of that detail, that culture, what building materials, are they working with, and like these little lampposts up here, like working off a liquid Loden. these little patches here, this giant, you know, gator fish thing. They'll all have names and stuff, you know, the creatures, when I get them down. And this is will be Anel's home, where her mother lives, an elder of the village. So yeah, down is kind of more of the underbelly of Divanis, as a giant merchant city called Redmouth. The notorious merchant of the town, he kind of keeps a certain code going around to keep it all, I wouldn't say fair, but operable. And we got our shop kid Dash here. I'm actually not complete in getting the name for the female moth on his head, or exactly the name of them, but I do have the race pretty much figured out and how they operate. It's more of a, you know, that sci-fi trope of a unified thought process between all, like a hive mind, but because it's an insect, insects have hive mind, so I can't really quote like it's a alien sci-fi trope. But yeah, just a further evolution of what that is. But yeah, they're basically our traveling buddies, not part of the combat team, but he'll appear in our dungeons to kind of help us out with items, special items. Yeah. So our battle system. Now, if you're paying attention to the lower right of your screen, or you know, maybe not a lower right, but to the left of the screen here, you got in development gameplay videos, and these things should have been playing, looping, fully out. So within them, you've seen the combat video that's here, because that's the one on the top, and so I could go through that a little bit. It's an engagement system. It's a active turn-based kind of action system. So yes, it's turn-based, but there are multiple actions being taken in a turn. We're wanting to implement a stamina system to kind of start to make the use of swinging and blocking a bit more tactical, and maybe a bit more punishing. It really depends on testing when we get all of our first wave VIP members behind the controller and get some, get you guys giving us some critiques on that, constructive, please. Yeah, we'll adjust accordingly. We are one of the main features of the combat system is the turn break, if you're seeing in the video. The turn break it interrupts a turn. So if the enemy, as you're seeing in the video, attacks the player, and the player blocks just right, or the right timing, then the player will take over the enemy's turn, basically taking the upper hand. Now, in the current build, we're trying to get that working with the enemies as well. So there's when Taj or the player runs in to attack, they can also be turn broken. Turn break, it steals the turn by doing a counter attack, like a counter combo. So it won't last forever. It's just basically, haha, I countered you with a really awesome move, and now that forces you to lose your turn. We maybe play with ideas of that going back and forth in a turn, but I think that might get a little hairy. So the other thing is the magic system. Within the video, I'm pretty sure it should be showing a spell being used, and also the upper dial on the upper left is kind of these, in the lore, these crystals, or what we're calling in the lore Lodens, that give you the ability to use these magical abilities. I'd say it's kind of similar to materia, and I'm really trying not to get it that way. We're working with stackable spell effects, so if you're casting lower level spells that actually work together, they can create larger spells as a chain reaction. Sort of a cause and effect system with it. But we do have all the spells already kind of scaled out from beginning to the end of the game. And as I get into the explore state, we have a lot of this already planned out as far as how much content and assets we're gonna need. It's a little intimidating, but it is manageable. It's nothing compared to what these current AAA games are doing. But we're hoping with a little bit more finesse than the indie. So beyond that, I'll talk to you about Lane and Anel. As you're seeing in the video, Taj mainly is using a sword to do his combat with. And he will be using some spells as well. And our other two characters, Lane and Anel. Lane would be more of your considered battle mage. He'll use a slingshot for his main attacks. He'll use his gloves hand-to-hand style for defense or counter moves, but his gloves are load and charge, so with every strike he makes, or with his slingshot, every shot, if you would, that he throws would be affected with the load-ins that he has equipped. Anel is a healer, but more of a battle healer. She carries a small knife used like I'm gonna do some name dropping, and that's never too well. But if you know the game Soul Calibur, there's a character in it named Taki. She's a ninja and uses like dual wakazashis or tantos. It might be one wakizashi and a tanto. But anyway, it's a small knife as far as the tanto is concerned. So that's so for close combat when the enemies are coming at her, physically, she has a means other than just her rod to smack them around with. I want her to really serve as more of the healer that the enemies are afraid of, kind of the Gandalf. The high wizard, if you would. So hoping that the battle mechanics or the classes of the three characters, the battle mechanics should operate very similar as to be manageable, but they will have their own animational flair to them. And I probably just made up a word, animational. But I think you follow me. Anyway, so we'll move through this back to the exploration. Again, this video right here has been in the lower left, all the way lower left of your screen. And it shows our menu system, which, again, Dwight is amazing at being able to throw that together so well and getting operating. We are updating everything as the design's going across. There's even an idea that the UI itself, as cool and clean as it seems to be right now, I have a neat idea of kind of Come on. Are we back, everybody? Presto, we're back. All right. I am so sorry. Oh. Everything just seems to be going in and out right now, so my bad, guys. Right. So I've got you in my other chat and not in my app chat. So anyway, I'm here with you guys. I am so glad I rescued that. Alright, so yeah. My living room's a mess right now. I'm trying to find a plug for that router. Alright, so Still got 8 of you here. That's awesome. Alright, so let's just keep going here. I was talking about our exploration. Does anybody know where I was at talking about that? I probably had just opened that subject up, correct? Anybody in chat, help me out on that one. Things are rolling again, bud. Yes, yes, yes. Alright, so back to circumstances then. With our exploration state, as you can see in the lower left of your screen, we want you to kind of roam around like the old RTS, like Baldur's Gate. A good guy at Indianomicon said it looked like Bastion a little bit, except, you know, like the world doesn't manifest underneath your feet quite like it did. I need to go through this a little bit faster since we lost about a few minutes there. So anyway, if you read the descriptions through the website, like I said, get yourself a cup of coffee, you know, sit down in a nice warm chair with a nice blanket, you know, put on some music. And yeah, let's just go through that. You're going to be, we have different tiers of this game, build ideas from unimaginable, like the funding is endless, you know, version of the game. And then we have like our basic, hey, if we just get this far with our crowdfunding, then we have a base for that. So that will hinge on how in-depth the exploration is. We have a few different type of mechanics like crafting, gardening, load and raising. I think is still in our bronze build, but it would just be a little bit more in-depth with amulet creations and stuff. But anyway, to kind of move on through here, we have a novel area of the section. Again, me and my buddy Kenton worked on this part of it about the beginning of this in 2016. He sent over a draft inspired by the characters and the world, and kind of got the whole ball rolling on us legitimately trying to get this as a good story and intrigue. He's been writing quite a lot in his life, and again, he does it as a hobby. He loves doing it. He's really good at it. But if you would go through, I've took his draft, and we've kind of went back and forth with notes and got it to where it's at right now. So yeehaw. That's 12 pages, and again, the coffee chair blanket thing. Moving on, I still have my notes here. I gotta reopen. Right. Okay, yeah. So I was still on it when I'm talking about the game tiers and the builds. Like I said, if we get, I believe it's the gold tier of crowdfunding and stuff, then we're able to actually make the towns explorable, like the dungeons are, as you're seeing. If we're not able to get that far, it's just not feasible to fund the production of all the towns and allowing them to be just as explorable and as compact and filled with stuff as much as the dungeons are planned. But I really, really want to do it. So, you know, give us your support on that, what you think. Hold on. I'm seeing the live chat. Is music still going or no? Oh, it's not. My bad, guys. All right. Should be going now. My bad. I guess I kind of called it off. Let's, sorry. Let me get it on another one there. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry, Kenton. Alright. Alright, we're back. Explorable towns. Yeah, so, explorable towns. Yeah, if we get big money on the crowdfund, then we'll put it directly into making explorable towns. Moving forward with that, the lore and the art style. Again, I'm a self-taught animator, but I'm late coming into it after years of loving it and wanting to do the art style. My younger brother had questioned the quality of some of the more cartoonish stuff that I do. But I feel it lends to kind of the children are the heroes, this other world. It's a nice bridge into it. And plus, I'm not a 3D digital modeler, and to create a lot of the digital assets for a 3D world, 3D game, and giving us entirely free camera movement would be a pretty large team, which we're just not able to do. So I'm doing my best and hoping to grow our art department too, to kind of lend some other artists to put their flair to some of this, because I'm intrigued on collaboration, and it would take a little bit of the load off of me. But yeah, I hope everybody's liking the style. If it seems a bit seems like anything needs work, just you guys are my friends in the VIP, phase 1, so or first wave, so just let me know. It's all constructive to me. I won't know unless I know. In conclusion to what's on the website, of course you got some of our characters. Sarfagan, Salias, he's sort of our antagonist. Sort is a kind of useless word. He is the antagonist of Beckoned. And then the Nightmare Eater. That I'm leaving as vague as I'm going to leave it. So back to our crowdfunding rewards that we're doing. I did sculpt a sculpture of Taj, both front and back. I'm wanting to do versions of Anel and Lane as well. These would be really high tier donations in the crowdfund. But we're also talking about doing some miniatures. In fact, one of our VIP members is taking care of that. And thanks a lot, man. Your talent into this is gladly like welcomed with open arms, man. So glad to have someone behind behind that helm. So thanks a lot. If you want to be noted for it, I can, give a hint here and there, but I'll keep you anonymous until we're good on that. You throw your spells on all of us with your talent, so that's great. I'm also going to be making some posters here. This top one was one of the first images I drew of the concept 4 years ago, or back in 2016. This lower one is only a small section of a much larger picture that shows the giant tree of Tulabanya and the town and the life that goes in. It's actually part of that pit up, that long vertical piece up top. So here are the sketches that kind of inspired a lot of this. Like I said, the story had been being worked on since I was a child, and me and my buddy and some friends were doing. I've got this one that's from 2016, and I still got to finish it. It's actual pencil on Bristol. I think all of this is either pen, ink, or watercolor on Bristol. I think a few of them might be digital, but yeah, you can see this, a few characters, Taj grown up, Anel grown up, I do mention the wares in this upcoming demo. They are part of Beckoned. They will make an appearance, or at least I'll try to make all of them make an appearance. And then some old like Burketh designs, some other characters that, like I said in the beginning, kind of like Lord of the Rings, Tolkien had Silmarillion, The Hobbit, and the Lord of the Rings. I've got a whole Lord of the Rings trilogy coming much later, depending on the success of Beckoned, guys. So please, let's make this the best we can. The merchandise I got right now, guys, I do insinuate you don't order these shirts currently right now. If you want to, sure. I've already sent out a few to some of you, just like as friends, people who've been helping me along the way. But I've got you, one reserved. But these aren't the best that I could have designed for, but we needed to get it going. So I'll try to, if people do want some t-shirts or would like some updated ones or some of Lane, Anel. As far as the other characters, I don't know so much about those, but as far as the main three, yeah, I've been willing to, like I say on the website, be willing to make a t-shirt design that actually works for it. But we will be getting rid of these t-shirts as soon as there are physical venues back allowed for the public again, which is the other reason why all this is, another part where all this is started. Found out that webcams are very hard to get delivered real quick because everybody's doing the internet thing, trying to stay safe. So that up in the upper left of your screen, it's been dark the whole time. If you can read that, it says webcam. Next week I should have one connected. So I've got a background getting worked on to put a lot of the old sketches up there. So it's a little bit interesting. And keeping it small so it doesn't, break your screens. Anyway, if you guys have any questions or want to hit us up or anything, there's the contact us section. And that pretty much covers the website as the game is concerned. We do also have, the studio's webpage as well. Come on, let's go. And yeah, so like I said, you can keep up with our news and stuff on both sites. Again, you can message us through both. But one little added detail before we get out of here and before I start looking at some of these comments here, just say goodbye to everybody in the last bit. Sorry we lost some time there. Next week, I'll try to make sure all my power circumstances better. But if you pay attention to this website page back here, we've got the actual sketches that get turned into the level art that you see in the lower left. So far, no art asset has been repeated, and I'm very weary to stay with that comment before I show you this. We're gonna move into my Photoshop real quick, and I'm gonna move you through it and show you kind of what we got going on. So the way we kind of been doing the animations and everything, it's all hand done, kind of a Disney style. I have to do every frame of animation, cycle it through. As you can see down here, each of these are, layers and, different ones that break down into the line work, the color layers, like their belt and the sword and all that, the highlight and the shade as well. So it's been fun making these, and I'm really hoping to keep that up with that. Again, like I was saying, Lane uses a slingshot, so I got his animations going, and that's been real fun now. I'm working currently on another animation of one of Taj's combat idols. We're trying to get him finished up. He's the only thing in the demo right now that doesn't have light and shade on it. All the enemies do, all the environments do, because we're going to be taking normal maps, which is a technique in 2D sprite games where you can add, or it's using 3D too, but it'll create the illusion of form within by using real light sources in the engine. So it's going to look really awesome. I think this is the big image. Yeah. So like I said, in the on the website, like I said, you can see kind of the background, is done in pencil, and then all of this has been pretty much hand drawn, hand done, in Photoshop, and it's been awesome. I've been loving it, and the turnout looks awesome. I couldn't have been happier with it. Like I said, we are adding normals to all that to get a real light engine in there, to have cast shadows and the lanterns actually moving and casting light. So really excited about that. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've got going for today. In conclusion, what we're gonna be trying to do before next week is membership cards. There is an added ghost character that a few of you have been asking about. Why wasn't he part of the design of the VIP cards? I am going to be adding that decal or that design and sending that out to everybody that's on the VIP list, so you can get one more chance to choose your design. If you don't want this character, then just disregard it. Don't worry about replying. Yeah, don't worry about replying. We can just, change it up later if you're necessarily needing it to. Actually, no, you know what? No, you got to get back to me. Let me know if you want it or no. But yeah, or you know what? How about this? This is better. If you want the specific design, I'll send out a newsletter with it, and you get in touch with me if you want that design instead of the one currently I've got on everybody's list. I'm putting the deadline for that until next Friday because I'm kind of extending this first wave VIP membership to more people. So if you got friends, family, or anything like that you think want to get on this, as it is, great. After next Friday, that first wave will be closed, and you all will be the only ones allowed to get access to the demo when it is available before the crowdfunder. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for checking in. Like I said, I'll send out a newsletter letting everyone know what's happening. If you want to sign up for newsletters and stuff, I showed you how to contact me on the website. After next weekend, I'll put a sign up thing on the website itself, but until then, just kind of personally send us some requests to be put on the list. Just need your name and your email address you want us to associate with it. Anyway, guys, I hope this has been fun. I'm looking at the comments right now. I'm putting away my notes. So, all right. Everybody been good. The music been good. Volume's good. Trying to think that was an alright save, but we lost 10 minutes. How was it? What song are we on right now? Cape Sai is my favorite. Alright. We still got 9 people in, guys. Thank you so much for dropping by. It is 9 o'clock. If you guys want me to stay on a little bit longer, does anyone have any questions? Let's do that. Let's do post 9 o'clock. Q&A. Anyone got anything for me in the chat? We'll do this for till 9:05, and if we have to, 9:10, and then I'll cut it. The guy who did the music is yours truly, Kenton Bailey, in the chat. Say hey to him. It's pretty awesome, man. I've been impressed with it, so. Yeah. Anybody got any other questions? Anything you want me to go any further in? Yeah, Joe's on the VIP list. And remember, before I head off, guys, do take some time. I want some responses on the story lore. I want to captivate everyone I can. That website's got a lot of information on it, so I want some questions. There should be questions you all have, so I'm interested. I have sculpted before at college. I did it as a hobby. I took a 3D sculpting class, but it wasn't life sculpting. I turned in a life sculpture of older Taj and this Lenoir character for a final, and he wanted me to go to Lacoste, France, and take his life sculpting class, but the college lost my application over that summer, and I was forced to sign up for classes in Savannah, so I didn't get the chance to do it, but I like doing it. In class, he said, "Oh, you have you ever taken a life class?" I said, or life sculpting class. I said, "No." He goes, "Well, you draw well." I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty good." And he says, "Well, they usually go hand in hand." So, yeah, if you ever want to, Jedi, because I know you got a good art hand about you, try some 3D. It'll help your art. Your 2D and everything. It's just fun too. So, oh, no worries, Reese. Thanks for coming in again. Sorry for the power problem, but we'll get that figured out. All right, Wizard. That's cool too. Yeah, do it, man. Like I said, you know how to get in touch with me. So, yeah. All right, guys. It's 9:03. Going 2 more minutes. Really, I just want the new song to play for everybody. Oh no, we're in the last one. Taj's Gift was kind of the project name for the first Inception. Kenton, you know this. You've been part of it. So, oh, yeah. Okay, so Jedi was asking that. Gotcha. Yeah. Right. Guys, again, thank you so much. I'm going to start signing off here. Hopefully, see you guys again next weekend. And like I said, we'll have some updates for you. Some possible new screen capture. We got chess working in the game, and I've got some art assets to get working on after this weekend, getting everybody's cards going. So, yep, get on that if you haven't. Oh, how old I am. I'm I'm 33. I'm at the age where, if no, I'm not gonna make that joke. But yeah, I'm 33. So all right, guys. You all take it easy. Have a good night. Thank you so much for dropping by. And hope you all enjoyed the music. Let Kenton know what you thought, guys. It'll be back next week if he's so gracious to allow us to do it again. Thanks, Kenton. Thanks, Art Jedi. Oh, Art Jedi, keep posting stuff on Instagram, dude. You guys got to check his stuff out. It's some good stuff. All right, everyone. Sleep well. Be safe. See you again.